take a trip to the only theme park unsuitable for children. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
Dismaland. A place where all your dreams come true.
I like to say there's no rules on this podcast, right?
Well, there's some rules.
There's mostly rules. It's a lot of rules.
Yeah,
it's a ton of rules. Mm-hmm. This one doesn't necessarily fit in the category, so to speak, but then it does.
Is it single?
It's single, but it's like still living with its ex.
Oh.
Yeah, and not on the couch, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
my goodness.
Yeah,
Jason's referencing another dating foible where I was texting with a guy and his ex was listening to all the texts on their what's that called on your computer? iMessage?
iMessage, yeah.
And then she texted me twice from 2 unknown numbers.
What we should do is you should be posting just linking the podcast so she can rate and review.
Yeah, could you?
Yeah.
I blocked her. I shouldn't have. God, I'm not like working for us.
No,
really.
I know. You need to market to these guys' exes here to get that out there.
I'll work on it.
But this one is just if I can go back to places that happened and do it, this would be one of them. Mm-hmm. I can't because it no longer exists, but it is Dismaland, Banksy's Dismaland.
Oh,
do you remember when this came? This is about 2015.
Okay. I remember, yeah.
And
you got a text. Did I get that?
No, it's Michael Gallagher, who he was on.
That's right, the Stanley.
He's on the Stanley. He just texted me, just saw Serenity. I'm going to curse, holy fuck, because he said that. Do you know the movie Serenity that's out now?
No.
It's very well known for the articles that are out now because of the absolutely bonkers twist. Absolutely. It fits in with this podcast.
Whoa, I got to see it.
And it's a movie that's been pushed for a while, too. It's Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Diane Lane. And you're like, oh, this looks good. Like some kind of like revenge murder noir. I read this. I was like, I got it. People were like, if you read the spoilers, it won't change you wanting to see the movie. It's got terrible reviews. Not a great movie. I think when a movie gets pushed a lot, you're like, why were you showing commercials a year ago and it still hasn't come out?
Yeah.
The twist is absolutely bonkers. So he just popped up.
Well, if you have any opinions on Serenity, email us at ghosttownpod@gmail.com.
Do that. But we are going to talk about Banksy's Dismaland. That was a blip. As far as time, but I remember when it came out, and I went to England like a year later, and I was like, I can't make a trip out there for this, but it was one of those things that I think kind of embraces things that we're all interested in, especially on this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, like we talk a lot about amusement parks. We talk about the kind of the darker side of things.
Yeah.
And so I this is like one of those places that I would like to, if I can go to that do not exist. But you're gonna kind of, and also this is something that is best represented visually in photo.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a little specific. Why? Because I've watched a lot of video and I've seen a lot of photos and I've looked at some photos and I've revisited it again. So it's like words don't really do it justice.
Okay.
But we need some words.
We need words because it's a podcast.
Yeah. But you know what? I want some words to do some justice for a podcast that we really like called Teen Creeps. My friends Lindsay and Kelly, they do a podcast called Teen Creeps.
Yes.
It's super fun.
It's
super good.
Right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So if you grew up reading dog-eared paperbacks with campy neon cover art and titles like Nightmare Hall or Fear Street 15, The Prom Queen, or The Last Vampire, Creatures of Forever, which I did, well, my friend, we've got a podcast for you.
Teen Creeps, hosted by grown-up comedians Kelly Nugent and Lindsay K. Ty, dives headfirst into the best and worst YA pulp fiction of the 80s and 90s. We're talking R.L. Stein, Christopher Pike, Caroline B. Cooney, Lois Duncan, Babysitter's Club, Sweet Valley High. Oh, I know that one. And the list goes on and on.
It's like a book club that doubles as a sleepover, tackling important questions such as, what should I do if my high school boyfriend is an ancient ghost? And how can I avoid getting murdered at my own prom?
You do not want to miss Kelly and Lindsay's dramatic reenactments from the book of the week or their own awkward high school memories, which they'll gladly dig up and parade around for everyone to hear.
Plus, they have on amazing guests from the podcast universe to talk about YA pulp fiction that obsessed them. Guests like Ira Madison III, Mary Holland, Nick Weiger, Alice Wetterland, and Betsy Sidaro.
So what are you waiting for? Get creepy today and subscribe to Teen Creeps on the Forever Dog Podcast Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday. Just like us.
Just like us.
Yeah, we're just like one big happy family. So Wednesday's going to be a big
Wednesday's
day.
a big day.
Wednesday's a very, very big day.
I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the biggest part of your day is Ghost Town, awesome.
Yeah.
But also mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, why not pop another one? Don't not listen to ours.
Yeah.
But also listen to this.
Yeah. So Dismaland.
Yes.
It's one of those things where I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Because in Los Angeles, I'm gonna say I've never been a big art person. I've thought about that. Michelle, my wife, works in the art world. She knows a lot about art. The art for me that beside like classical art that you kind of, Rembrandt or Van Gogh, whatever.
Pollock, Picasso.
Yeah. But for me, the art that I was familiar with, because kind of growing up in New York, would be like Keith Haring and Andy Warhol. And
Totally.
I'm old, so I always loved that. In fact, when I was traveling around, there was like some great Andy Warhol pop-ups and a lot of pop art, like that mid-'80s pop art, which I've always loved. So I'm not like a big art person, but Banksy is somebody that I was obviously not familiar with. It's not like, oh yeah, I had his like first album. You know what I mean? Like I was like, it's like, oh, I was there in the beginning. No, I wasn't there at the beginning or at the end or the middle.
Yeah. When did you first hear about Banksy?
Well, living in LA, because I drove down Sunset and you would see like the Rat, and I didn't know, oh, that's a Banksy. It was just like, oh, I'm new in LA. That's art, and then I kind of slowly got hip to it, meeting people, and then people informing me. So like, and I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm a huge Banksy fan, but things that when we don't know who Banksy is, I know people say that. Automatically kind of makes it, it's very mysterious, and that's part of his allure, and it's subversive, and generally I guess I would agree. And I love counterculture. I love shaking things up. I mean, I love like graffiti, like growing up in New York, like
Totally.
Like the 5 Points in Brooklyn, whatever, the 5 Points area where all the graffiti that's been kind of taken over.
Yeah.
And I just remember like getting on a subway and there's like a ton of graffiti, and I always thought not to say that I encourage people to. I know I sound like such a square.
You sound like a lame-o.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sorry.
Then that's what I wanted to do. That was my intention. So I'm very good at this.
Okay.
But so I just really always kind of appreciate it from like a cultural standpoint.
Yeah.
And then when this Dismaland thing popped up, which ties directly in with how we feel about amusement parks.
Oh, absolutely.
And
you've opened up my eyes.
I mean, amusement parks to me, and I'm not even like somebody who goes to like a lot of amusement parks in a sense. I went to Disneyland once in the last couple of years, and I went like as a VIP through like places I work. So I went to the front of the line, never had to wait on a line, had dinner, had a personal tour guide. So I've never experienced Disneyland. I just made my glasses go crazy right now.
He's really committed to this topic, so listen up.
I experienced Disneyland. In fact, I got a ride home from Disneyland. Have you seen the movie Hook?
Of course I have.
Do you know the character who plays Rufio?
Yeah.
I didn't, but I got a ride home from him from Disneyland.
Holy shit.
Dante, yeah. Because he was just with our crew, and I didn't even talk to him really the whole day, but I was just like, is anyone going back? Because there's like this event,
like,
VidCon, and he was like,
I'm
cool.
a legend from the most important movie of
But
Rebecca's
he was
childhood.
not like that at all. Like we were in this, like it was long. It was from Anaheim back to LA, and he's like, I got to get up early tomorrow. I'm going to like South Dakota for like a thing, and he explained what it was. Like he does, like meet and greets and sign things, and he's like, oh, I'm known for the movie Hook, and I was like, oh, I've never seen it.
You never saw Hook?
No. I know when I tell Michelle, because I told Michelle, I was like, I got a ride home from the guy in Hook, and she's like, what do you mean you've never seen Hook?
Yeah. No, it's hard for me to understand.
Yeah. So, and he was super, I was like talking to, maybe she's his wife now or still his girlfriend or not at all, but I was like talking to his girlfriend, like speaker, and he was really cool. We were just like kind of yapping about like YouTube, and I had his phone number. I always thought about having him as like a, if we had guests, if we ever, we're in the discussions of doing a live show. putting that out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Following that
underway.
shit.
Our first live show
I know. I'm so excited.
is happening. And then from there, we're going to announce another live show.
Can you imagine?
If there's a city that you think, oh, podcasts do well here, or you'd like to see us do a live show,
Yeah.
please message on Instagram, ghosttownpod, or ghosttownpod@gmail.com.
Please, we want to hear from you.
yeah.
We are so excited about this. We want to come to you. We want to bring cool shit to you. We
Yeah.
want to do little tours for you.
Yeah.
We want you to have it all.
Yeah, we want to go out to Chili's with you, basically. I
Yeah.
think that's the bottom line, right?
Exactly.
So make sure you live near a Chili's. But that was my only experience with Disneyland. And I think inherently, because I've been to Disney World once, and then I've gone to other amusement parks, mostly as a kid. And they're always kind of macabre. Is that the way to pronounce it?
Yeah.
Everything is very kind of big and almost kind of looming.
Yeah.
Big characters looming.
Yeah.
So when he did Dismaland, I feel like it was...
An extension of your perception.
It was
Yeah.
not, and I think it was almost like it was work, but not that much work because it lends itself to being very corporate.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about how the Disney, as far as amusement parks, like kind of took
The
over,
reach of
decimated
Disney.
everything.
Yeah.
You know,
There's only Disney.
you can listen to the episode. We got the Nara Dreamland. You know, there's just a bunch of episodes that we've done that we discuss. We discuss Disney.
Theme parks and Disney
Yep.
essentially killing a lot of the theme parks that, and then other people trying to copy the Disney model and
Yeah,
failing.
exactly. Yeah. So, and of course, in Southern California, I mean, Disneyland is like a huge thing, and Disney overall is almost like a superpower. And I think there's a lot of, whether it's consumerism and culture, but listen, people just want to have a good time. I'm not here to
You're not here to kill a buzz.
I don't want to kill your buzz. Do
baby.
your thing.
No.
You want to spend a lot of money, and your kids they want to go there, and it costs $1 zillion, and they forget about
know.
2 minutes later.
Yeah, do you want that? They buy one of those lollipops that are $14, and they eat one bite and then they pass out.
Yeah,
And it gets sticky in your seat. Is
Was
that what
I,
you
I
want?
read some. I can't. I would cite maybe it was a comedian that tweeted or posted. He's about buying some kid some kind of plastic toy they play with for 5 minutes, but takes 10,000 years to biodegrade.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like that kind of thing. And I'm sure I've been guilty on it growing up and in general. But I felt like this was I wish that I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
But also, I think, and I went and I thought about it. I was like, there's going there, there's watching video, and there's looking at photos. I think the least interesting part is watching the videos. For some reason, there's a pretty good 360 video out there if you want to check it out. There's some good, and I'm glad that I watched it, but I felt like, and of course the pictures are made to be taken and look awesome.
Yeah.
It's probably, you don't need, it's not like it's work to make it look great, but I think static images of things that are very somber
Yeah.
are captured. When you watch video, it is somber, but you're not capturing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you just keep moving, and we'll get into why, but I think obviously being there would have been absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
And yes, so Dismaland. You want to take a quickie little break?
I'd like that.
So let's get dismal. Are you ready to get dismal? Or do you, or maybe,
I'm abysmally dismal.
or do you want some upbeat kind of stuff? No.
Turn that shit down.
Oh.
Turn the abysmal up.
Okay. Well, I'll get a little bit into the basics.
Okay, I guess we got to start with the basics.
We gotta start with the basics.
Everything else in the world.
You know what I mean? You got to
Get your
wake
foundation.
up. You got to have a good solid breakfast here. So
Okay.
here's your good solid breakfast.
I got it.
And then I'm going to give you a whole bunch of candy later.
Oh!
We have 2 boxes of cookies in front of us right now.
We do. It's Jason's Cookie Corner is in full force.
We got some to eat before, and Rebecca's like, "Oh, let's get some cookies." So I brought over 2 options, and she's like, "How about both?"
Yeah. Something you should know about me is that I am working a ton and have no time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, let's do it.
Yeah.
If I have all this money, let's spend them on cookies.
Yes, we got high-end
I'm
cookies.
an adult.
We got high end, no dairy,
No dairy, vegan, gluten-free.
not on purpose.
No, it's all they had.
I got one. I would have gotten ones made in a garbage can
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
had them, but it was kind of
Exactly.
a health nut type thing. Dismaland was a temporary, like an art installation organized and created by Banksy.
Banksy, baby. And I heard about Banksy first because when I first came out here, I did a lot of art review in 2009, I guess, or no, 8, I don't know. But graffiti art was all of the rage then.
Yeah.
And all the things I reviewed were graffiti adjacent. So Banksy was pretty big then. And that's where they did a lot of I guess Enter Through the Gift Shop was before that, because I remember watching that in college. But everyone was like rabid about Banksy and about every derivative of Banksy.
Because there's other artists that were kind of like in his like that in that world.
Definitely.
I mean, like Shepard Fairey would.
Shepard Fairey's huge. Like,
Yeah.
he actually used to do stuff right around the
Yeah.
corner at Subliminal Projects. Yeah, that was all like so big still of taking graffiti and bringing it to the fine art world.
Yeah. So I figured you would know more than
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty like subversive, like pretty cool. But I was like, I'm in LA, so I'm like assuming that I'm
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
gonna
like
get
everything.
and in New York, it was very like territorial.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, no, my tag has got to be over your tag, and people kind of we still see that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I figured you would know a little bit better than me. So it was constructed in England, but in Weston super Mare in Somerset, which I guess would be west of London, in between London and Cardiff, and
Yeah.
Wales right there. So it's like a coastal seaside town. And
Okay.
so I looked at those pictures. I love England, and I mean I've been London and adjacent London, but I hope to go more, and I've just always been a huge fan. I like looking at maps. Where is this compared to that? I don't know.
How about that?
When you like bring some podcast episodes, I'm looking at the maps and like what do the streets look like now and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
I'm just like kind of
He
like
likes directions.
yeah, I
He
love
likes
maps.
cartography.
Oh my god, what is going on here? And to look at those pictures, it is already relatively bleak. I feel like it's I don't know if it's like watching like a Morrissey video, a music video,
oh, man.
when he's on any kind of coastal kind of like town. And I
Yeah.
was like, yes, this is that. So you're taking something that is kind of on the brink of being dark, putting it on a coastal town.
Yeah.
And it's all adding
Just
up.
like turning it up
Oh,
40
it's
notches.
so
Bring your
good.
Zoloft. It probably won't help.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So it was prepped, obviously, in secret, undercover. So it's like technically a pop-up. There's pop-ups around here.
Yeah.
You get a pop-up store. Everyone's got a
not?
pop-up. I don't even really
Pop it
know
up.
what. I don't know what they are really, but like
yeah,
they're
I mean,
there.
it is made.
Yeah,
it
and then
exists
and
and it's gone.
Then it goes away.
It's like secret
Yeah.
magic stores.
It was at the Tropicana, not in Vegas.
Okay.
So get that out of your
get
head.
that out.
Yeah,
Out,
you're
out.
not in Vegas right now. It's at an abandoned Lido, and I was like, a Lido it's like an outdoor pool kind of enclosure. It's a place to go where people can swim, sunbathe. And I was like, the word Lido. And then I remember, I think from the TV show The Love Boat, the Lido deck. Does that ring a
yeah,
bell?
that's
A
right.
Lido deck?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I was like, made that
What?
connection for the very, very first time.
Wait, so Lido Deck is from the name of this town?
No, a Lido is like a pool that's outside but enclosed, and you can go. It's a place to go to be like, hey, where can we go swim?
Okay.
It'd be like a town or city pool, but it's like it's constructed and it's a place you can go, and it's called a Lido. And then the word Lido deck, which I've heard, which is when they use it on boats, it's the kind of like that part of the boat is the Lido deck.
The part that...
It has a pool in it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
that you
yeah,
can go
that's
sunbathe.
right. My parents are big cruise people.
Okay,
this
so
is
they would
all
probably know.
making sense.
So that's why I was like, oh, Lido deck. That makes sense. It's like, you see a word and you're just like, oh, what is that? Now, I said this is going to be a little bit outside the box episode, but this Lido was abandoned.
Woo!
I made it work. I mean, I don't know if it was technically, it was closed.
Okay.
So it just was like not open for business since like 2000.
Okay.
It was out of commission. But that's where Banksy made Dismaland. So it opened during the weekend of August 21st, 2015, and closed permanently on September 27th, 2015.
Very
Short.
Very short.
Short, in and out. Where I think if you drag it out, but Bank, you know what I mean? Like I don't think he's just like, oh God, I hope I can really get my money back, like a return on my money. He's like, no, it's like, I think the immediacy and the like, if you're like, oh, this is going to be open for 5 years.
Yeah.
What's the rush?
Exactly.
I'd probably have gone to it at that point, and probably it would, it wouldn't be the magic in a bottle.
Yeah, I love when they do that though. It's like, no, this is finite.
And that's art, really.
Yeah.
Is art is meant to be like, it could last for whatever, or sometimes like it's art and then it's not. It's only art in that
exactly.
sense.
It's the opposite of like for like TV or movies, for example. It's like, how about a 14th thing in this franchise?
Yeah.
It still makes money, so let's keep it limping along.
Yeah. So I think there's like some I mean, there's obviously some integrity with that. Its description, a sinister twist on Disneyland.
Love it. God.
Banksy described it as a family theme park unsuitable for children.
Oh, love it.
Do you love that?
Oh
Do
my
you love?
God.
Yeah.
Get into a time machine, please.
At the very beginning was a tiny little piece of the official Dismaland commercial, which is just like a very. It's just kind of like, come on. It's like, you want to, it has that almost a dystopian kind of commercial vibe, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's great. Definitely go check that out. And obviously, maybe while you're listening to this, if you can, if you're not like, going for a walk, or even if you are, not if you're driving.
Yeah.
Be careful, be safe.
Be careful.
But look at these photos because it really transported me. I was like, really?
I can't wait.
I was like transfixed on these photos. And like I said, when I watched the video, I watched the video to get a full scope, but I wasn't as like, it didn't move me the way the photos did. And there's so many really amazing photos. But to get a little more into it, it was filmed under the guise that they were making a movie. So that's how they kind of pulled one over.
Okay.
And I looked, and I think people, I looked at some previous posts from back then. I think people caught on. They're like, it's supposed to be this movie Gray Fox. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And which sounds like a cool movie.
Yeah, I would watch that.
Yeah.
I want to give my money to everything you've said today.
Yeah. Just like blank check.
Yeah.
It sounds good. Mm-hmm. And but I think people said like, I hear this is like some Banksy thing, but it's you never know.
Yeah.
Like a thriller. You know what I mean? That we filmed at that location. So back off. And the crew working on the site, just put a bunch of signs. Says Gray Fox. And some of them were just kind of acting like, yeah, we're just a bunch of movie dudes.
Yeah.
Look at us being movie guys,
Right?
just doing movie
guys,
stuff.
Sunglasses, those director chairs.
And Banksy was like, hey man, stop saying you're a bunch of movie guys. Like
Yeah.
people that work on movies don't say, hey, look at me, we're a
Movie
bunch of
guy
we're a
alert.
movie guy alert.
Yeah.
We're not putting up Banksy art.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
And nobody's asking them that.
Popcorn
Yeah.
goes to movies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you like popcorn? Uh-oh. There's a plot and a story and B story.
Actors
Yes.
on a big screen.
Yeah, he's like, not necessary.
Film.
So how about this? They banned any imagery of Mickey Mouse from the site.
Ooh.
No Mickey. Whereas in Disneyland, like
Literally, and that's what people love. I was on another bad date, asking like with this Disneyland guy. People are really into Disneyland. Like
sure,
I always
they have
ask
year
them,
passes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, why? And I've gotten a variety of answers, but his answer was like the way that they put Disney and Mickey into everything. He was very impressed by. I don't know if that's the real thing, but it is so true. It's everywhere. You can see in the minutia of the architecture. There's Disney stuff, Mickey stuff all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like kind of like doing its job. So he's admitting that, like, hey, listen, it's doing what it's controlling my mind.
in my head.
Yeah, the psychology.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't like, no, it's like I don't buy into that. Man. I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's just like chill. Yeah,
Matt the Matterhorn?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Okay. So you dated a guy that was into Disney?
I went on one date with him. I wouldn't say that's dating, and he did not bring that up.
Okay.
beforehand.
So you're just like, are you?
I mean, I've dated guys who are into Disney. If we're being real, yeah. My ex
my wife used to go all the time, but she used to go and like do drugs and
no.
like.
My ex's dad used to come in, and they for like a day, and they would go to Disney and ride one ride, just to be there.
Oh, okay. Did you go with them?
No, I went with my ex once, and it was actually fun, but I feel like I made like one disparaging comment. He was so crushed by it.
Oh, because you were being a hater?
Like, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like this revisionist, like where it's like his Disney ego, and I wasn't.
You think you said Donald Duck was pedantic or something like
Probably.
that?
Actually, that's verbatim what I said.
Okay. So the park featured amusements with a dark twist, artwork by Banksy and 50 other artists. So he kind of curated. So all the art wasn't his, but it was obviously under his umbrella. And it says entering the park will require visitors to endure an oppressive screening process. So there's this when you go in, it's like a stark white like setup of security. And I mean, obviously they're kind of like sort of exaggerating, but it's kind of creating this kind of ice cold, TSA at its worst, like it's Cold War Russia. It's so you go in there and it's like that's what you get as the screening thing to go in there. Then some of the other like fun things you can do there. You can get your portrait. Yeah. Well, you get the portrait of the back of your head.
Yes.
Right?
But can I still be on a surfboard?
Yeah, you could do that, or like flexing your muscles or something like that.
Back muscles.
Yeah.
This
So
meaty
yeah,
area.
so you get it's the option of back. You can probably get the front of you. I don't know what it would look like. Some of the warnings were contains uneven floor surfaces, extensive use of strobe lighting, imagery unsuitable for small children, and swearing.
Yeah.
See, that's right.
Oh, right
See,
in my wheelhouse.
See, people aren't really loving the swearing on the podcast. But Rebecca, there was a place for you to do all that swearing where it'd be encouraged.
I go there.
Well, no, it's
a different time.
It's a different time. It was 2015. We were kids then.
What do I do now?
I was in my early 40s then. You know what I mean? It's like different. It was just like a totally different time. Okay, they prohibit some things. I'm sorry.
Like
spray paint, marker pens, knives, and legal representatives of the Walt Disney Company. Not allowed.
Wow.
Persona non grata.
I love it. I wonder if because I worked for Disney for a short period of time. Well, on and
We
off,
all
I
have in
guess.
some way, right?
Yeah, we all work for the mouse.
Yeah.
What if they would have known and kicked me out? What do you think?
Did you ever go to Tam O'Shanter's? This is
Yeah.
a little, do you know that's where like Disney got he wrote
Yeah.
and got his ideas? I sat in that table because I went
great.
there. Yeah. I live, I don't want to say, I can see it from where I live.
It's
I'll
true.
say that.
You're very close to it.
I'm very, very close to
I know
it.
some people work there, actually.
I want to go. It was really good.
Let's
I
go.
went for a birthday. Yeah. We should
Let's do an episode on that place.
Yeah, I think that'd be
sounds
really
good.
cool. Or we could just eat a bunch of food there and then
But
not do the
everything doesn't have to
podcast at
be-
all. Yeah, and
everything
just
doesn't have to be a big ploy for our career.
no, it should
Our
be though.
career, quote unquote.
Can we write it off? I don't know. Somebody let us know.
Write everything off.
The official brochure says, "Are you looking for an alternative to the soulless, sugar-coated banality of the average family day out, or just somewhere cheaper?" Right? That's really the bottom line, right? Also, he said that the Dismaland was entry-level anarchism. Ooh, you like
entry
that?
level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
It's just like it'll get you in
It's
there.
like anarchism light.
Here are
Still get
some
snacks.
of the pieces. I mean, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of like rides and like attractions. One of the largest pieces was a dilapidated castle, the center of the grounds.
Yes.
Cinderella's carriage crash, surrounded by
Yes.
paparazzi.
Oh yeah.
You see where this is going?
Yes.
A morbid comment on the death of Princess Diana. So it's an overturned Cinderella thing with paparazzi just constantly snapping pictures. Dark, right?
I love it. Why didn't we go to this place?
Let me
We're
tell you
both
something.
alive.
If we needed jobs, and if there was a job, I said there was a job where they didn't have to pay you, would you be interested? How about there's a job where you pay them? This would be the job.
Yeah.
Because anyone who was an attendant or somebody that worked there, you had to be absolutely apathetic. I mean, you're literally like a zombie.
Oh my god.
Your just face is like emotionless, ice cold.
I love
I know.
Oh my god.
Just absolutely like how you probably really
Can we
feel.
bring this back? Can this be our most famous podcast? And it starts this giant movement to bring back Abysmaland.
I just Dismaland.
Dismaland.
But Abysmaland is.
it's the same
It's the
shit.
same thing. Well, we can actually make Abysmaland because
Okay.
it hasn't been made yet.
You're right.
And we do it right here at the apartment.
I mean, it's almost there.
But imagine, you know how you feel at jobs, or you felt at jobs, but you can't show that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you make that kind of smile, but you know, inside you're just like,
fuck.
yeah, exactly. It's different than you go to a place like where they're like customers, you get to be rude. Like
yeah, it's like
Dick's Last
Ed
Resort.
DeBevick's where it's
Yeah.
like, I insult your hair.
And I don't like. No, I want you to tell me that I'm gorgeous.
Yeah,
and give me food.
exactly.
But it is you act the way you probably would feel. But here's the thing: is we'd probably get fired because we're like, this is so awesome.
yeah, it'd be like,
I'm so
yeah,
happy.
they're like, your attitude is not good.
Yeah. Why are you not? We said 15-minute break. Why didn't you take a 6-hour break?
Yeah.
Why did you only take an 8-minute break?
Yeah.
You wanted to come back right away?
What?
No,
You
that's
wanna
wrong.
Keep watching in delight. You don't belong here.
There is so they would wear like safety vest and mouse ear hats while telling guests to enjoy the attractions. Not enjoy,
Enjoy.
Oh, right?
Oh my god.
It's like, come to mama,
Why?
please.
Why didn't I go here?
In our minds, we could go there whenever we want.
That's not the same.
There's a not so happy sandbox right next to a loan office offering a 5,000%
Yes.
interest rate. So there's like this kind of, get your. There's a kid like holding money, and there's like this dank sandbox that's like sad and pathetic.
So gross. Sandbox that aren't gross are gross.
Yeah, it looks like everything is very dangerous. It's like on the fringes of danger. There's like an oil, there's like a truck. You know how like the picture of like a snake eating a snake?
Yeah.
There's like 2 trucks doing that. It's like there's so many. There's like a woman sitting at like a bench, like reading a paper, and she's just covered in like a flock of geese. It's really, and I guess there was like I guess some kind of like like a geese attack. I don't know what it was, like a comment on that, but it's just so cool looking. There's like a mini golf, and they're like mini golfing into like oil drums.
Yes,
it's just all of that kind of stuff. There's a picnic table. Is it a toilet paper picnic table? Yes, it is.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's a picnic table you sit at. One end is this huge spool of like what looks like a toilet paper roll, and then the roll comes out and it's part of the table. So it's like an art thing, but it's like
that.
I mean, listen, right?
Oh yeah,
everything's a toilet. The world's a toilet.
The world
sometimes
is a toilet. And I want to eat a sandwich on it.
I want seconds. There is a one piece of a boat of refugees. And there's like boats are crashing into it. There's like a boat of refugees, and then there's one floating in the water, and it's a comment on Europe's refugee crisis.
Of course, so it was like no comment on anything.
Yeah, no, there's no comment.
Take it as is. Yeah,
but just to show it in context, the kids be like, "Yay, this is so much fun!" And you just see these like sad refugees, like on this boat. There's big castles, like just sad, like just everything is just very very like. Jarring and sad, like almost kind of like did my mind just glitch?
Yeah.
So these photos are really great. Let me tell you something. The prices are right. That's what you like to hear, right?
Tell me more.
The thing is,
like
it's like
value.
I would have paid way more for something that costs way less, but that creates the so it's not a thing. Because if it was like if the tickets were like $200, you'd be like,
yeah, I get it.
It's not art. Now
it's like they want people to go there.
Yeah.
How much is it? Oh, God.
Tickets were sold for £3 a piece, which is like, under $5.
Yeah.
Listen, but let me tell you something. Is that a value, or is our patreon.com/ghosttownpod to get 2 bonus episodes for $2 a month? 2 bonus episodes for $2?
We don't have a toilet paper picnic table, but
you can get 2 bonus episodes.
Patreon.com/ghosttownpod.
Okay. We do get some reviews where people they spent 50% of the episode talking about Patreon. Only 40 seconds. So
there we go.
Do math. But we appreciate anyone who rates and reviews, for better or for worse. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening or sharing.
Absolutely.
And we'll have pictures on our Instagram, which is Ghost Town Pod. And they had about 4,000 patrons a day. That was the limit. That's the limit. So they had over 150,000 people visiting the park by the end of its run. On Fridays, they had rock and roll music, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had Run the Jewels, De La Soul, who I saw once, open for a Tribe Called Quest. It was great. It was a long time ago. It was a great show. David Album from David Albarn from this is going to drive me crazy that I can't Blur. And Gorillaz. Yeah.
Wow, great taste.
Yeah, and Pussy Riot. Yeah.
Oh, Pussy Riot.
Yeah. Now, what I did was I was like,
Pussy Riot's coming back, Did you try to get those tickets? I did.
You thinking Bikini Kill?
Bikini Kill. Yes. Oh my God. My other Riot girl. No, Pussy. I was going to say that the timelines don't add up. Is Pussy Riot okay?
I don't know. Why? Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was in Russia, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. My wife just texted. My wife just texted, and her family's from Russia. She goes to Russia, so maybe I think she might work for the KGB or something like that. She's like, "Are you talking about
Pussy Riot?"
Yeah. What are you talking about? So, yeah, that's when I have dinner with her and her her mother and her grandparents. I feel like I'm in a very, very casual KGB interrogation.
Yeah.
Just very casual.
That makes sense.
It's very,
I'm
very
also
casual.
Russian, I'm not first generation, but
yeah, I know. I we got that Jewish Russian,
the Jew Eastern European. That's very fun, though.
Yeah. So I looked and I was like, "Where is this stuff?
Yeah.
Where is the art?"
Yeah.
It's all been recycled for good reason. They recycled it for homes for homeless migrants.
It's too good.
It's so good. I was like, I want to be mad.
You're so cool. This is too cool.
This is so. We'll put a couple pictures on Instagram. It won't be enough. I'm going to tell you as much
do
as I
your
want to.
own research.
Please do your own research.
I will be.
It's amazing. It's like I was just looking at when I was doing some research. I was like, really, really transported there from the photos. Check out the videos.
Please.
It's just kind of something that came and went. It got like so much criticism though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's just an easy, it's like clickbait. It's just so easy to whatever, but it's like, it did its job for the people that it wanted to do its job for. And I guarantee it made at least one person think about, oh, what do we say about ourselves? I don't want to poo-poo anything.
Space in this
I'm a
world?
consumer. Listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I have a ton of Apple products.
I have straws, plastic straws everywhere.
Yeah. And you're throwing them right into the storm drains.
I threw right into the gullet of an endangered egret.
Yeah. But if it's doing its job for, once, then it's done its job.
Yeah.
So I just wish we were there. And then Rebecca can do a lot of her swearing. You can start swearing now.